talking about a car that not only makes grown men cry, but it's the car that makes them weep like the babies who just drop their toys in the pool. From humble beginnings to Fast and Furious royalty, this car's been a journeyman. We're diving deep into all 5 generations of the Supra. Trust me, it's gonna be more epic than your dad's story about how he used to drift this thing back in the day. So let's go Supra! 1978, the world was rocking bell-bottoms, neon socks and disco flavor. And Toyota was like, let's give our silica a glow up and add a strategic boom. The very first Supra, technically it was still a silica but with a longer nose for the engine. For you squint, it's like the silica was the little brother and the Supra was the older sibling that could finally grow a beard. This thing had 110 horsepower. That's not the car, that's slightly angry lawnmower on a good day. The Supra was about luxury, you know, cruise control, automatic transmissions, and all the stuff you never expect from a sports car. But hey, it was still cool in the 70s, like your uncle's a 2-door coupe that he took to the country club in style. 0 to 60? Oh, it took a minute, but it looked good while doing it. Like, hey, I may be slow, but I'm stylish.
I went to Nürburgring together with Mr. Naruse, who taught me how to drive the car. Many car is driving more than 200 kilometers, so I'm so scared.
Enter the A60. Now this was the 80s, pop-up headlights, angular body. If the first gen was that car, the A60 was the teenager who just got their first set of wheels and already knows how to party. Pop-up headlights, the best and worst thing to happen to car owners in the 80s. On the one hand, you had a car that could look at you and wink. On the other hand, you probably spent more money on replacing motors than you did on the car itself. The A60 was no slouch either. With a 2.8-liter inline-six engine, it packed 161 horsepower, 0 to 60, about 8.6 seconds. It wasn't winning drag races, but you could beat a Civic and it was a win back then. Look, you won't break any records, but finally, you could make the people in the parking lot think you knew what you're doing. Then there was the styling, more angles than a Rubik's Cube. There was a car that screamed, I've had business meetings, but I also DJ at night. People say don't judge a book by its cover, but in this case, the cover was a 5-star review. Alright, we've been through the 80s, but now getting things serious. We get into the A70. In 1986, Toyota said, okay, time to stop messing around. Enter the A70. This was the car that wasn't just about looking cool, it was about making the car feel like it was from the future. And in some ways, it was turbocharged engine, adjustable suspension, digital dashboard. You sure this wasn't built by a mad scientist who just escaped from Area 51? This car had a 3.0-liter turbocharged engine, and guess what? It gave you a 232 horsepower, a leap from the previous gen, and suddenly the Supra was no longer just a looks at the beach car. It could take corners and make people in Miatas cry. Imagine this, we in our A70s, take out our cassette player tape and play Stay With Me. Sounds feel good, right? You absolutely amazing. Now the A80, the car that changed everything. This was the Supra that we all think of when we hear Supra, the 2JZ GTE engine, the motor that has made more dreams come true than the Magic Genie. If you were lucky enough to own an A80, you could get the twin-turbo 3.0-liter engine pushing 320 horsepower, and with just a little tuning, you could hit 500 horsepower without even breaking a sweat. This is the car that every teenager wanted to be in during these early 2000s. The Fast and Furious films took this car and made it a pop culture icon. And let's be honest, who didn't want to be Paul Walker or at least Harry Supra? Honestly, if you were in the Supra, you won't really drive it. The car was driving you. Fast forward to 2018, after 17 years, Toyota finally said, okay, we are bringing it back, but this time they weren't doing it alone. They called up BMW and said, yo, you in, and those, the A90 Supra was born. It's kind of a Supra, but also kind of a C4, right? You got that BMW engine and platform, but Toyota made sure the Supra soul stay intact. With a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline 6, the A90 packs a 382 horsepower, and despite the drama about its BMW roots, it still feels like a Supra, and that's what matters. This car is basically the sequel you didn't know you wanted. They didn't ruin the Supra name. They gave it a glow up and slapped a turbo on it. Remember the Formula Drift? Yeah, the Supra has been tearing up the race. Giving the drifting world a piece of that raw, unfiltered power. Even with the A90, it's still making waves in motorsports. Plus, it's not for the gaming world. You definitely thrown down on Need for Speed or Gran Turismo with a Supra. Let's be honest, if you weren't rocking a Supra in Need for Speed, you were probably a noob. And every enthusiast car on the planet who has one friend who says, yeah, I have a Supra in my game and it's really marks out, bro. So there you have it, the Toyota Supra, a car that's been everything from a grandpa cruiser to an internet legend. But no matter the generation, it's always been about one thing: driving fast and looking cool doing it. Which Supra is your favorite? Drop it in the comments and don't forget to smash that like button like you're shifting gears in an A80. Catch you next time, fame! Oh, so fake. See you.